Okay, my name's Ian Stoppleworth. I went to Ecuador for spring break on the post-coloniality program with the Women's Studies Department. Got to do all kinds of things. I would say probably the thing that I enjoyed the most was the time we got at the cloud forest in Mindo, which is not all that far out of the capital, Quito, where we spent most of our time. And that involved kind of like hiking around the local area, staying nearby. Where I was placed in a particular mini lodge amongst the various facilities there. It was like right on the Mindo River. It was beautiful. I was right near the river. Got to listen to that, falling asleep to that, so I enjoyed that. But beyond that, just had plenty of birds, all kinds of flowers, flora of various varieties, and it was interesting just to learn more about that area, that particular kind of it's almost a microclimate for the country, even though it exists in a lot of different, like maybe 10% of the country. And then beyond that, got to be able to let's see. Okay, we also spent a lot of time at the Universidad de San Francisco de Quito, USFQ there, and had a few classes. That was about half the trip. There were some academics, even it is a study, abroad. But otherwise, we spent time at this more indigenous area where we could buy various things there. And I'm trying to think of, it's actually the first time I've ever done a study abroad. When I was an undergraduate, I didn't really have the funds to do any of the ones that the University of Georgia offered at the time, back in the day. With this particular study abroad, one of the main reasons I chose this particular one is it was one of the most affordable, and I was lucky enough to get what they call the IEF scholarship as part of that. So I felt fortunate that this was something that GSU was offering, that it was a country that I'd never been to before in South America, and it was relatively affordable. So when it's all those things together, and I was somewhat interested in the topic in question that we again studied mostly at USFQ, I figured that was a perfect confluence of factors to go. So I was very fortunate in having Professor Talbert as the person who was running this particular program, because she seemed to consult pretty much all the available resources that might exist before going down. And so it wasn't just things like Frommer's, but also just kind of knowing the people in the various programs that we were going to be interacting with there down in Ecuador, having actually done some of them, just so she knew basically what exactly we were going to be doing, and then so advising everything such as having lots of sunblock on, especially when you have a pigmentation like mine. Basically, because you're so high, you're in the Andes there, it's that you are basically so much more exposed, apparently, to UV and things of that nature, that I was prepared for that, to kind of slop that on repeatedly throughout the day. Having bug spray for a couple different places where it was an issue, where it was low enough for it to be an issue. And otherwise, that if you're in South America, you probably want to wear long pants most of the time to kind of fit in.